Hello and welcome to Newsbeat's gaming show. It's a gaming show from us at Newsbeat, but you probably already worked that out, didn't you? I'm Steffan, look, it says it on the screen, and this is what's coming up.
I put on a lycra suit and dance around gracefully to the latest in motion capture technology. We take a look back at a classic game with Nintendo fanboy Chris Smith with the news. We'll take a look at some of your clips, update you on the gaming news that you might have missed, and we'll talk about the biggest games of 2015.
Right, first up is Total War Warhammer, one of 2016's most anticipated titles on PC. Now, if you know anything about Warhammer, then you know there's going to be some orcs involved somewhere. But how do they make them so scary?
Before you can make something that looks like this, first you have to do this.
On the scale of 1 to 10, how much of an idiot do I look like?
Motion capture technology's come a long way in recent years. This is the UK's biggest mocap studio used for gaming, able to capture super realistic movement, even as a dancing orc. Total War Warhammer is the first title in the series which isn't based on a historical setting. This time you have orcs, ogres and wizards from the world of Warhammer vying for domination. And all these characters start life in Horsham, with someone dressed like a ninja.
What we've got here is a huge amount of Velcro, which is my nemesis, a number of markers that are going to define your character skeleton. Pairs of these are placed around your joints, at specific points on your body, so that when we get the data through, we can fit the skeleton to where your joints are.
Apparently, everyone has to do these warm-ups. I think Pete's just having me on. And this gear's not just for cutscenes either. Most of the moves that the orcs, soldiers and vampires are throwing on the battlefield will have been made in this very studio. So how well does my orc fit in? Not very well, apparently.
As you can see, being scary isn't really my thing. But while we were there, we thought we'd find out more about the game from the guys who are making it.
You've got dragons swooping in overhead, you've got spells going off, these fantastical races. While we've had variety and we've had lots of different unit types in our games before, nothing to the scale that Warhammer gives us.
So the army books have sort of maybe fleshed out, let's say 90% of the world, but those extra 10%, that's what we get to play with and work with Games Workshop, to kind of say, well, how does a troll fight? And we get him puking up his vomit over people.
I, for one, can't wait, and it's not that long till April, is it really? Next up, some news.
The longest, most painful breakup in gaming history is finally over. Metal Gear creator Hideo Kojima has left Konami. A day after his contract ended with the company, he announced his new independent studio, Kojima Productions, will create an exclusive game for PlayStation. League of Legends players are going to be punished for abuse. Developer Riot Games is promising new rules to crack down on what it calls toxic behaviour. New packs for Destiny letting players skip levels have some people up in arms. The new update will let you boost your character to level 25 in exchange for 25 quid. And it's one of the big 3 virtual reality headsets we're all apparently so very excited about. The HTC Vive now has a release date. It'll be available to buy in April 2016. Sony's PlayStation VR and the Oculus Rift are both due out sometime in the same year as well. And the thing is about VR that we have to remember, it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? It's not real.
Where's she come from? Good times at E3. Bring on the summer, I say.
Behind your flipping heck.
Now it's your chance to get involved. We want to see some of your best moments. When you really nail that level in Angry Birds, or you take Crawley Town to the Premier League in Football Manager, or get the high score on Candy Crush. No, I think that one's just me. Anyway, here's some clips to give you an idea.
Martin in Glasgow sent us these pretty good techers on these finishes on FIFA. Here are 2 of the best he scored playing online. Jazz Hasley in action on Halo 5. Few the unlucky fella in that Warthog didn't stand much of a chance, really, did you? Let's go to work.
Whatever you want to show off, then send us your clips. You can email us at newsbeat@bbc.co.uk, tweet us at BBC Newsbeat. You can find us on Facebook or leave a comment below. Go on, you know you want to. Now, as you may have noticed, I'm joined by Julia.
Hello.
Say hi.
Hi, I just said hi.
And you're going to tell us about the best games of 2015, right?
I am. It's been a stellar year for gaming. Okay, it can only be The Witcher 3, The Wild Hunt.
Good choice.
Just amazing. Okay, so it's like an open world adventure where you're Geralt the Witcher who basically has to go around and fight monsters, and you just get to be really cool and fight things and romance women, and it's just a beautifully realised world that you can completely and totally lose yourself in, and that's what gaming is all about. What I do love this year is Splatoon. So effectively, you go around and you have to paint the map with your colour. So you're kind of shooting paint at each other. It's so addictive, and it means that everyone can enjoy it. It's totally family friendly, and it's not like, family friendly where it's a bit rubbish.
Bit boring.
Yeah.
Bit boring.
Amazing. It's got to be FIFA 16 because you've got female, national teams in there, and everyone was a bit like, oh yeah.
Yeah, why didn't that happen before?
Madden as well, brilliant. I know I'm a bit of an NFL nerd at
He's only
times.
mentioned it 8 times.
And Rory McIlroy, the golf game, that's really good as well.
Do you love a good bit of golf?
I do like a bit of golf. Right, well, thank you very much, Gina. Nice seeing you.
Yeah, good to see
We're
you.
off to play some golf. Right, now it's time to add a game into the Newsbeat Hall of Game Fame. Yeah, I think that title works.
Catchy title, I love it, yeah.
Yeah, good.
Hall of Game Fame.
Yeah, with me is Chris Smith with the news.
Hello.
Hello, Chris. And of course, you get to choose the first ever game to go into the Hall of Game Fame.
Well, I'm privileged. Thank you very much. All right, well, I am a Nintendo kid through and through, so I am picking the game that always tops the poll of best Nintendo games of all time, the mighty Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time for the N64.
Oh, good choice.
There are many Zelda games. There are several great Zelda games, but Ocarina of Time really is the daddy. Where else could you master swordplay, puzzle solving, and a primitive woodwind instrument? All in one game. It wasn't the first game in the franchise, but it was the first time that the technology really caught up with Shigeru Miyamoto's vision. There was a new game engine, so for the first time you were following Link properly in 3D. Better music meant that Koji Kondo's amazing score really sounded properly epic for the first time. And the game was just so big. Although it's a linear quest, there are so many little side quests and nooks and crannies to explore. You really almost could call this a sandbox game ahead of its time. The size of this game just blew you away. And then an annoying owl came and talked to you for like an hour. And you can always tell someone who's played Ocarina of Time, because if you say the words water temple to them, then they will probably freak out. Oh, hello, annoying pond skater-like creature. Didn't I just, kill you with a sword 5 minutes ago? Ah!
Well, that's it for the first ever episode of Newsbeat's Gaming Show. We hope you enjoyed, and if you did, let us know. Thanks for watching, and see you next month.